Hey. Welcome to my channel. This is your recap Auntie. Hey, y'all. Hey, this is Shar. Welcome to my channel. Welcome. Thank you so much for coming by. We are here to do a full recap of episode number 142 of Beyond the Gates. Yes, we are. Now, just so that you know, I am working on my front porch talk. What are you talking about, lady? If you made any comment, and I do mean any comment at all on my last 3 or 4 videos, I'm responding to them. Yes, I'm reading what you said and I'm responding to them. Okay. I'm in the midst of doing this. It's like over 100 comments and I go over each and every one. So I've seen God's chosen vessel. I've seen, I was like, girl, I'll be cussing on these videos. I've seen my normal people, Cynthia Judkins. I've seen Jasmine Williams. I've seen Miss Welder. I've seen all of my beautiful people. Sir James. I've seen so many people. So please know that when you see the front porch talk, that is me sitting on the front porch of Beyond the Gates. I am responding to your comments. I created this series because I was tired of going to people's videos, whether they're reviewing this show or no matter what it is, and not getting a response from the commenter or from the content creator. It was kind of frustrating that I talk and you don't talk back. I don't like that. So I decided to create this series called The Front Porch Talk, where I respond real time to what you're saying on my video. So just so you know, so if you talk 5 times, guess what? I'm reading all 5 comments. If you just respond and talk one time, honey, I am responding to you, okay? Because your words do matter over here. So share, like, comment, subscribe. I never asked y'all to do that, but I'm just asking today, just in case y'all listening to this quick little church announcement, because I'm ready to start recapping this in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, baby, we open up with a kiss. Yes, the kiss between Danielle and William. Danny and Bill, if you don't know who they are. And she's grabbing around his face, but yesterday he grabbed her. So the continuity, y'all, was a little off. But anyway, they kissing. They're done and say, Danny looks at him and says, "Is that the look of shame, Nick?" Shit, he was wiping his lips and shit, like trying to wipe off her damn lipstick. He talking about, yeah, I shouldn't have done that shit. But you did, Danny says, and I know what that kiss was. Here we go, he says. Now please, Daddy, don't hold back. Yeah, please expound on the meaning of this kiss. Standard macho motherfucking ownership. What was yours stays yours, Danny said. He says, well, I didn't hear any objections. Old habits, she says. But I am changing that shit with the assistance of my new hubby. And we are having the most wonderful fucking time doing it. You better rub it in, Dane. Shit, Bill, like saying, ain't can't nobody do it like me. Like I told her before, don't mess with Bill. No. Yeah, don't mess with Bill. Anyway, we see Andre at Danny's house at the small palace, and he's on the phone with somebody named Celine. So he says, whoever that person is, so you're on your way out to another night for a Paris soiree. And he was like, wait a minute, you doing what? He was like, "Oh, wait. Send a link," he said. And so y'all know whenever they show a wide shot before, if they pick up a phone or iPad, they're gonna actually show the image on the right side of them. Because we want to see. We don't want you to be talking about it because we want to see too. So let's see what the fuck Andre is looking at on his iPad. Okay, sorry, they flipped it. So it says celebre photographer mod Andre Richardson un mariage secret a La Vega. So anyway, yeah, it's a picture all the way in France of celebrity photographer Andre Richardson and Danny Dupree. I didn't know he was a celebrity. I knew he was a photographer, but I didn't know he was a celebrity photographer. I mean, okay, I see you, Andre. The name of the magazine is called Murmure. Murmure. I don't speak French. I'm good with Spanish. Mood Murmure. Y'all tell me how it's pronounced. So he goes back to talk to Celine because he looked at the link that Celine sent him. He's like, yeah, that happened. I guess the Dupree's power of persuasion got lost in translation, aka they waited too late. I told y'all it's like putting a lasso around the wind. You can't do it. Once it's out there, baby. He was like, "Oh yeah, we decided to go public, yeah, international, despite their efforts to keep things very quiet." He says, "Oh no, 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 you keep things quiet. I mean, yeah, I mean, I got you. You know, you heading out. I don't want to keep you." So as soon as he was about to hang up with Celine, we hear a knock on the door. It's Naomi. It's Naomi. No, y'all be noticing I be saying Nicole and I mean Naomi and Naomi when I say Nicole. I'm sorry, y'all. That's old lady brain, okay? Y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. This time it's Naomi, Danny's daughter. And you know Naomi don't mind, approaching situations. So he opens the door. She says, "I was hoping that the rumors were a fever dream. But here the fuck you are in my mammy's house. Still, nigga." He was like, "Wait a minute." He closes the door. Like, I mean, hello to you too, Naomi. Damn. He was like, "Your mammy ain't here." She says, "Good. Then there won't be any damn witnesses to see what's about to happen." What you finna do, Naomi? Nothing. You ain't finna do nothing, girl. You ain't finna do shit. Then we got the bop, y'all. Hey, let me stop playing this before I won't get a copyright strike. Hey, hey. All right, here we go. Jacob starting to digging, baby. He's at Ted's office. And Ted tells Jacob, "I'm not sure if I can help you much, Jacob. I don't know, bro. I mean, like I said, Doug left his job like a long time ago." Jacob says, "Tell me more about that." So Ted said, "Well, it's a simple resignation of his own damn volition. Top cardiac surgeon just steps the fuck down from a position he's held for years," Jacob said. Look, Ted says, "Look, I'm not privy to the official story. I just know. Look, you were more than just a colleague, Ted. Don't bullshit me. You and Doug were lifetime motherfucking homies." Ted was like, "Yeah, since med school." Bill the same way. Bill is like, "I ain't know the nigga." Doug said, "Nick, we've been knowing each other since college." So these niggas, they act like they ain't even know Doug. Soon as Doug, dead, everybody don't act like they don't know the nigga. Y'all is trash. I mean, Jacob continues and tells Ted, "Look, Nick, I just want to do right by him, all right? Look, I don't know what happened in the end. Fuck, I don't even know if you two were even still tight anymore. I'm just looking for fucking answers." Look, Ted says, "Look, Doug is not here no more to defend himself, all right? I just don't want to speak out of turn. What you tell me will stay only between us. I just need to understand how all that shit happen." Ted looking like, I mean, like I said, nigga, it was a DUI. You're saying there was more to that shit? "There's nothing to indicate that at this present time." Ted was like, "Wait a minute, that's an interesting choice of words." We back at the hole in the wall. Flat ass Joey Armstrong. He sticks his hands out to shake hands. Donnell says, "Donnell McBride, Nick." Oh man, Doug's son, of course. Oh man, what a difficult time it is, and such an unexpected and devastating way to lose your pappy. Whatever, Joey. I cannot imagine what you're going through, boy. But you believe that I'm responsible for your father's passing. Exactly how, though? Donnell says, "Online. They said my father's blood alcohol was twice the legal limit. A level like that, someone could have had to notice how out of it he was. Staggering, slurring, but somebody kept serving his ass and didn't take any responsibility." "Well, just a minute," Joey says. "You're the owner of this place, right? Your employee was fucking reckless," Donnell says, "and he overserved my pappy. My family is filing a wrongful death suit against you, your bartender, and the whole fucking casino, and we ain't stopping until we shut y'all asses down." Joey looking like, "Oh shit. This one look like it's worse than the pappy." Well, you see how passionate his mommy is. I mean, shit. Back at Ted's office, it's nothing official. The wife is asking questions, and I don't want to put anything to bed until I've done my due diligence. Nothing more," Jacob said. Ted said, Jacob says, "So, Doug left his position here?" Ted said, "Well, nigga wasn't fired, but there was some incidents, erratic behavior. But to be clear, with no patients harmed." "Was he drinking on the job?" Ted says, "Nah, I ain't never seen no signs of that. Surgeons are always under an inordinate amount of pressure." I bet they are. They make some coins, though. "Lives on the line, I get it. Every second." "Was there trouble at home?" Jacob says. Ted looks him right in the face. Says, "Not that he mentioned to me." Interesting choice of words. Jacob feeds Ted a dose of his own medicine. Mm. Ted is like, well, look. They had an unusual marriage. Unusually, how can I say, open. When I tell you, Vanessa, when she first found out and she played the fuck out of that role, I was with her. Now I'm telling you, I'm so sick. I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm tired of seeing her looking sad on this damn TV screen. We see her at the hospital, getting off the elevator, looking sad with her black on. I ain't never seen this girl wear so much black in my life, and she looks sad because that's his old stomping ground. So Shanice saw her and she's like, "Oh my God, Vanessa," because they was a little tight. "My heart's been breaking since I heard, girl." So Vanessa is looking in the area that her and Doug had last chatted. They were in the lobby area and they had their last talk. Was it face to face there? I think so. I know they had a lot of conversations right there. But when she was up under Joey and she had to see Joey, honey, she like she told Joey, "All I wanted was you." Mm. Mine too, Vanessa says. And Shanice was like, "Girl, he was such a good man. And the way he loved you and the kids, girl. Thank you for the text." Girl, I meant every word, honey. He meant so much to all of us and the good surgeons and gave the surgeons a really, really good name. "How are you holding up?" Vanessa says, "Not. I keep waiting for somebody to tell me that." Yeah, she did that much of planning a service for him. It's just, it just doesn't feel real. Yeah, she took that big of a from her nose. So yeah. Mm. I'm sorry, Shanice. I've become one of those horrible people who overshares. You're a widow now, girl. Damn, Shanice. If you need a hand to be held at the service, actually, Vanessa says, I know it's last minute. But if you can please say a few words at the service. Shanice was like, "Bet, I got you." Uh-oh. She says, Shanice, well, I tell you, she needs to be running that mouth, baby. She says, "I'm really surprised that you asked me. I'd be honored to first. I'm really surprised that you asked me after I ran my big old mouth the way I did." And Vanessa's looking at her like, "Hmm." She says, "What do you mean?" "I was just telling Donnell that his father wasn't working here anymore, girl." And so Vanessa says that Doug wanted to tell the twins, but he wanted to wait and send it to a text to both of them the next time they both came home. He wanted to tell them in text, but then he wanted to explain to them when they both came home for break. And so I was bored that he would. I was hoping that he would get bored with early retirement and go back to work and wouldn't have to bring it up anymore. So Shanice was like, "Well, girl, I really do hope that Donnell wasn't too upset." Vanessa was like, "Girl, there is so much I don't know how to explain to my son." Donnell is back, honey. When I tell you he ain't afraid, he's we back at the hole in the wall. Your ass is supposed to have policies in place where you cut people off from drinking so fucking much. That's what he tells Joey. "We do," Joey says. Donnell was like, "Wait, so y'all didn't enforce that shit?" "If I would have been on the floor that night," Joey says, "things would have turned out differently. And I've had a strong conversation with my staff, and we're changing protocols across the board. But someone should have arranged for a car to take your pappy home." Wow. Miss Welder, I saw your question about why do I think that Joey should be gone? And I'm going to tell you why. He's a cold hearted snake. Don't listen to his lies. I'm not a fan of any bad characters, although they do make the show, Mrs. Welder. They do make the show. And I will respond to you again on the front porch, but I know I have a lot more listeners on this show. But it has nothing to do with his race or anything. I don't like Leslie. I don't like I don't like Haley. I don't When I watched the Haves and the Have-Nots, when I tell you I could not stand Veronica. I wanted that lady to be gone like every time. She seemed like she was like 50 cats. I mean, not Cat Richardson, but like the animal. She just never. She kept going, doing all this diabolical shit. But I know that it makes the show good, you know. So I don't care who it is. I'm just not a fan, and I don't know nothing much about no damn soap operas. Like when I think about soap operas from the past, like All My Children and One Life to Live, I barely remember the bad guys. I only remember the good people. I guess that's what I choose to remember. But I'm not a. I'm just not. I'm on the good side. I'm an angel. You see my halo? So that's the reason why Miss Welder. It has nothing to do with he's just so cold hearted. He had a man killed. It's like I just feel like when you do, and then I guess I don't know much about stories like this. And if they can get rid of Leslie, I don't care. I mean, Leslie, she's diabolical too. She tried to, kill a girl twice. So if they can get rid of her, of course the stories will be boring. So I'm just talking, honey, with my legs crossed and be like, I wish he was gone. Of course, I don't want the man to lose his job, but he's playing that character so fucking good that I want him gone. And I don't like him. And I don't like Leslie, and I don't like, although I love her as a person. But there's, things about the character that I don't like. So yeah, I want him gone. And I'm gonna stand on that on the same pedestal that damn Nicole. Me and Nicole up there holding hands together, saying it high and loud and strong. He's really playing this character so good. And I'm so used to he played Kevin on, was it One Life to Live? Oh my trigger, one of them. He played twins. So he played such a good guy for so many years. And then when he was challenged to play twins on the story, he knew how to play bad and he knew how to play good. And I'm going to even tell you then, I wasn't used to him seeing him in a bad place. He played crazy. He was very crazy. So he's really great as an actor, but I just don't like his character. I just don't. I want him gone. I want him gone. So I want them to get together, and because he has so much, he has everybody in that town by the balls, and I want them to take their power back. And if they have to have another diabolical character, guess what, girl? I ain't gonna like his ass either. So that's me. That's just who I am. I've had my share of crazy ass people in my life who are diabolical. So I have this very thin line when it comes to people like that. But he's playing the fuck out of this role. So Miss Welder, that's to answer your question. That's the reason why I want him gone, because he's mean as hell. Okay. All right. Because I know I have more listeners over here than I would at the front porch, but I wanted to get that out the way because I did see your question, but I wanted to go ahead and answer that. But I'll answer it again. But anyway, back to the show. So Darnell was like, so, oh, is that what you fucking plan on saying on the stand when I sue your ass? So Joey was like, well, if there was such a thing as legal liability in this state for bartenders who overserve their customers. But there is no such law in this state. There is one here in North Carolina because we had somebody that happened a long time ago. They got served at this restaurant. They were underage and wound up killing somebody. They were fine, of course, and that restaurant got shut the fuck down. So Donnell was like, "Well, that's what you're aware of." Joey was like, "No, no, you need to check with the lawyer, young man. That's a fact." So he was like, "Wait a minute. So no one pays for what happened to my pappy? He was intoxicated and alone. I told you he was emotional. Damn that boy. And no one helped him," he said. Joey was like, "Well, sometimes when there's no legal road to closure, justice can be found off the beaten path." So Donnell was like, "What the fuck that mean?" That dumbass son of a bitch bartender, the one who served Dr. McBride. So Joey was like, "I could have his ass here in 5 minutes if you want." Donnell was like, "Well, to do what? Fuck you talking about, old man?" So Joey was like, "That's up to you. You were Doug's son, and you won't have to ever see him again, thanks to that dumbass bartender." Damn. So you gonna let Donnell beat the shit out of the bartender? Donnell, don't play his games, Donnell. He's trying to be like the hero. Read between the lines, Donnell. Read between the lines. You a smart boy. "I'll get him here," Joey said, "just to talk." I tell you, that damn Joey slammed the door. Donnell looks scared as hell. Donnell don't look like he's much of a fighter. So yeah. So we back at Bill's office and we see Danny just smiling. And Bill looking at her like, "Girl, she don't tell nobody." He says, "I don't like that smile." Danny was like, "Honey, I am just enjoying this so much." He was like, "What, the kiss?" She's like, "No, how crazy it is making you that I am with someone who's better for me in every possible way, Nika." Ooh, he says, well, maybe a picture taking Playboy is better than nothing. But he's light years away from being better for you. You know, the light from better won't even touch that man until he reaches his full height. I had to rewind that twice because he said it so quick. He said the light from better won't even touch that man until he reaches his full height. Sir James said that Andre looks short. So I told you Bill be sunning him. He be sunning mean is like you taller than somebody and you just pretty much eye them up and down. Like I'm bigger than you. What you finna do, boy? Pretty much. That's what he did to him that day at the country club. I mean, and Danny, he don't even know you. Okay? And he can't possibly know you. And for him to lure you away while our daughter was in the middle of a crisis. Everybody keeps thinking that Andre just took this lady, this grown ass woman, almost 50, and just kidnaps her and takes her to Vegas. I mean, what's her name? Anita said the same shit. So she breaks it down. She said, look, nigga, the night that I went to Vegas, we were both supposed to have dinner with Chelsea. So your ass told me that we were spending too much time together, so I backed the fuck off. That was your doing, Bill. And that's why you eloped? Hmm? To get back at me to prove a point, he says. She said, no, please, don't stop there. I'm just dying to hear about how me marrying somebody who loves me, nigga, me, is all about you. Oh, I thought you never asked. Okay, yeah, explain to us, honey, because we need to know. So we're back at Danny's the little palace. Y'all, I cannot tell you what I heard, but I heard some tea about this show that we're not going to see coming. I want y'all to remember me saying this on episode number 142. I yeah, it's some good tea, and y'all gonna be. I hope that it follows through with it too. I hope that it does. I hope that the storyline that I saw, that it like goes all the way through with it, because I think we're gonna be really pleased about what we see. I can't tell y'all. I can't, cause it's gonna fuck me up if I do. And I know y'all don't want Auntie to be fucked up. Now, I can't put this behind no paywall. I can't put this out there because somebody might leak it, and I can't say shit. But and it's not. It has nothing to do with the person that I spoke to. They don't. It has nothing to do with them. It's nothing to do with them. But it's something that I saw, and I was like, oh, ooh, and it's like, oh my god. I know y'all like, tell us, Auntie. I can't, y'all, because it could be a legal thing, and it again, it has nothing to do. Just in case the person that I know from the show, it has nothing to do with what you know, with our discussion. But it's something else. I had taken a long break because I had to catch up with some work, so I'm still, because I know y'all gonna listen to this, y'all. Next season is going to be dope. We're going to be like, when y'all see what I'm talking about, when y'all actually see it, then I'll be like, that's what the fucks I was talking about. Y'all remember this day. Y'all remember this day. Remember episode 142. Y'all write it down on your calendar. So when it happens, so I'm hoping that it happens, that I'll say, that's the shit that I was talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about. So I saw that. Was it by mistake? No, I was digging. I was digging. I was digging. And I saw, oh, that this is going to be worth watching. It's going to be really good. I will say this. I will say this without saying too much. There will be another male character. And he will definitely be involved with somebody. Like involved in, like, you yeah, he will be involved with somebody. It's not African American. He will be white. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I don't think I spoke too much. I don't think I spoke too much. No, I don't think I spoke too much, but yeah, yeah, I think that that's enough that for me to say. So just remember when it pops and it happens, I'm gonna be like, remember I told y'all back in October? Because my father, R.I.P., his birthday is tomorrow, October the 3rd. Oh, mean ass Libra. But I miss him too. Y'all will remember on October the 2nd, Shar, you said something was gonna pop off. And when it does, because you know how they record. They record now, and we ain't gonna see that shit for like next spring. But when it comes out, I'm gonna say that's the shit that I was talking about. And y'all gonna be like, oh, but I'm trying to figure out how they gonna do that though. I'm trying to figure it out because right now I don't see that happening. I know you're like, shut up and just tell us. I cannot tell y'all that. I just can't. I can't. But I don't know how that's gonna happen, but I'm excited about it happening and I hope that they follow through with it. I hope that they do. I hope that they follow through with it. I do. But yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting when it does happen, and I'm gonna be like, yes, that's the shit that I was talking about. Okay, all right, let me go ahead and get back to Dre and Naomi. But I had to tell that part. I can't give the details. I'm sorry. I just can't. If you do enough digging, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. If you are as invested in this show as I am. As far as emotions, honey, you know, I'll sit here and scream and shit about people that I don't like. But these people are playing the fuck out of this role except for Tomas. But everybody else is pretty cool. You know, Tomas is cool. He got the role shit. They make good money, y'all. They pay really good on this show for them, especially if you're a recurring character. You get coins, you know. So I ain't mad at him. He got his money. But if they follow through with this character the way it, yeah, I think that it'll be worth us sitting around waiting to see what's going to happen. Because what you see right now ain't going to be how it is going to be next year. Just so you know, so many plots and twists and turns. But what you see right now, I'm hoping that they follow through with it. Ain't going to see. It's not going to be the same thing that you see in the next 6 months from now, possibly. So yes, it's gonna be good. They taking it up higher, y'all, and I'm excited about season two. I'm definitely excited for about season two. Okay, back to the show. So Andre tells Naomi, "Oh, you're absolutely right. The whole wedding was my damn idea." In reaction to Ashley's engagement, Naomi said, "Like Ashley isn't. He was trying to cut her off." So Naomi was like, "I ain't stupid. You wanted to show her that you never needed her, right?" He said that shit ain't never crossed my mind. Naomi was like, "Nigga, please. I know there was something going on between you two." He said for a minute, then her ass got cold feet, and then she went back to the fireman. Got engaged, Naomi said. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That must have been a big fucking blow to your ego. Damn. He says, I wish them nothing but the best. And so Naomi was like, and what's best, Nick, is Derek. So Andre was like, wait a minute now. Are you asking me my opinion or are you giving it to me? Because you're telling me don't be with Ashley. Now you telling me don't be with your mammy? Like I don't know you like that. That's what I'm saying. I'm adding that shit. That's the energy he giving. It's like what does Naomi think that she can go in there? She don't want his ass to be with Ashley. She says Derek is the best for Ashley. And now you don't want him to be with your mother. Girl, go somewhere and be with your husband. He said, I think that's Ashley's decision to make. He says, how I feel about the matter shouldn't matter. She's like, exactly, agreed. You on the rebound. He says, hey, wait a minute. And when you felt you lost, she says, you went to the next best thing. Ooh, he said, Danny Dupree Hamilton Richardson ain't anybody's second option. You better give her Richardson, nigga. She is the main motherfucking character, honey. Number one, no equal. Facts. Of course I concur, Naomi says. My mother is a wonderful woman. He said, ain't nobody like her. And for a long damn time, she was feeling like she didn't want to return back to a long term commitment thing, you know? She said, so what changed? He was like, I don't know. I'm having too much fun to dissect it. I don't know. Listen, I know how it must look like from the outside, okay? Okay, Ashley is my best friend, she said. And your wife is my mammy. Ooh, she says, Haley was my best friend and her husband is my father. Girl, I say it's you, Naomi. It's you, boo. Are you seeing the parallels here? That don't have nothing with Andre do to with Andre. What is you talking about, girl? I mean, is my relationship with my mother about to explode, or do I need to find a best friend? You tell me. You need to tell her about Ashley, Naomi says. He popped her bubble and tells her Danny already knows, bitch. She knows about you and Ashley and about this unrequited, insane waste of time. He said, well, I wouldn't damn categorize it like that, but yeah, hell yeah, Danny knows it all, including the part about it being over. He says, I ain't got nothing to hide, Naomi. I'm not your pappy. She looked like she was kind of taken aback. That's why, like I said, I love Danny's and Andre's relationship because they are so fucking honest with each other. And Danny has been real damn clear that me not being your pappy is a real great plus. Back at the office, honey, Bill is like, are you sure that I can't offer you anything? This man got liquor at the office during business hours anyway. And he got... Danny was like, no, 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 please dive in, honey. Dive the fuck in. I mean, I can tell from all of your preening, posturing, and parading that you've been preparing for this moment. He pours his drink. Oh, why would you even imagine such a thing? Because I know you, she says. He's like, well, I know you too. Danny Dupree Hamilton, whatever. Men are trip. Men are so damn territorial. I swear, they can do whatever. No, I'm not. I ain't no male bashing because I love me a good man because I got one. He agrees, but yeah, they're territorial. They can go out and do them, but you can't. I told my boo. I was like, me and him are just like Danny and Andre. We share. We talk. You do it, nigga. I'm doing it too. Shit. I got, I got a Rolodex. Shit. That's why he ain't doing it. Of course, we're honest with each other. We ain't doing it. But just in case you doing that shit, guess what? I got some phone calls too. Shit. Oh, okay. Bill says that we do know this well-groomed homolicus isn't worthy of a fully actualized creation, such as yourself. And so she's like fluffing her hair. What's all these words, Bill? I mean, she's like, be careful, honey. That's my husband. What's that saying again? Beware the man who will cut you off at the knee so he can appear to be king. Wow. Yikes. When I tell you they are dragging Andre's height, he's like, come on, please. I've been way above the crowd since I could walk. He is just going to keep dragging Andre because of his height. Let's talk about what the real problem is. Your ass flew out to Vegas as an emotional reaction to the things that I said to you that day. My marriage has absolutely nothing to do with you. Danny knows she lying. Danny, would it kill you long enough to be quiet long enough for me so I can apologize to your ass? She says, honey, I have to give you the Heimlich just to keep you from choking on the word. Apologize for what? For being too. Oh, no, 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 no. You have to start at the beginning. Dearest Danny, I humbly beg your forgiveness. And she bows like she's from the king. She bowing before the king. He was like, oh, yeah, yeah, bitch, honey. That is in your dreams version, all right? Look. Hey, look. Here's the real deal, all right? I'm sorry for being so harsh with you. I see the error of my ways. I mean, yeah, and when Chelsea was gone, it was us against the world. You and me. Had everybody ready to step up and help, but all I wanted was you. Damn. I don't. Okay. I mean, like you were the only one that understood. You were the only one that could speak for us when my words fell flat. My own secret superpower in the storm. Wow. Danny says, and you're mine. Wow. How long have we been waiting for this, y'all? February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. 8 months we've been waiting. This it's like a baby. How long have we have been waiting for him and her to be honest like this? 8 damn months. Well, seven some quarters because they started at the end of February, and February is not a full month. So wow. Danny says, "Were I finally felt like I could trust you, let you see me at my less than best, and then you shut me out." Knife to my heart, she says. Sticks and stones, yeah, they're dangerous as fuck. But word spill? Look, I didn't want any misunderstandings. I still love my wife. I had to make that clear, he said. Shit, Danny says because your wife told you to. Wow. He says, I could have been kinder. But if I would have did that, then maybe you wouldn't have spent out in control and grabbed that child to help make things stop. Why do you keep calling Andre a child? When damn Haley is definitely a child. He tells her that look, you were searching for stability and you failed. It happens. She was like, yeah, Andre is young. But I tell you, Daddy will dig. You hear me? She says, yes, he's young in all of the most wonderful toe curling fucking ways. But make no fucking mistake, he is every inch a damn man. Oh, here we go. This whole diatribe of how illuminated the sex has been. Yes, he's a younger. Look, I've been with a younger man. Yeah, it's great. She said, you know what? It's a good thing that I didn't know what I was missing when we were married. You never gave me what I deserve. Ooh, and when you get less, you start to take less. And you think that you're worth less. Jeez. Save it for your memoir. Andre has shown me that I have boundless appetites, worlds within me that I never knew existed, that you never bothered to explore. And when I tell you, when you find that person that will connect you to things, like he's magical. He did the same thing with Ashley. There are men and women, but I'm going to tell you about the man. When you connect with that person that pulls out so much in you that you never knew that was there, I mean, it makes you think that you can do things that you really never thought about before. It's the truth. I'm sorry. I agree with you, Danny. Even though this is a script, whoever wrote those words, y'all must have experienced that shit because it's the fucking truth. When you connect with that right person, and it's not just them encouraging you, but you feel like you can do it. No, don't ain't no feeling, baby. You know you can do it. You know you can. There's so much me and my boyfriend talk about, and I'm like, God dog it, yeah, I can do that shit. And I'm gonna finna do it. He's like, so you need for me being that ass so you can do it? I'm like, yeah. We just had this conversation last night. Yeah, you need to be on that ass so I can do it. He'll hold me accountable. He said, because I'm going to be right here with you, baby. I'm going to be right by your side whenever you do. Yeah, do that shit. Like when I did the front porch behind the wardrobe or whatever it was, because I wanted to do something while we were, on hiatus for that week. I didn't know what to do. So I told him, I said, well, I do like the clothing and the jewelry and stuff. Do you think I should do that? Yeah, do that shit. He said, do it. I said, I might not be get no views. He said, no. If people love you, they're gonna watch. Yeah, it might not be the ones that you get all the time with your regular, but you got your regular rascals there. Oh, they're gonna show up, and y'all did. So when you have somebody that's there, you're gonna get all of these ideas, and even in the midst of what we're going through, y'all, that people are still dreaming. There's still dreamers out there. Yeah, there might be people going through their nightmares with the job loss and stuff. But this is when you have to tap into that creation side and figure out some things and learn a new skill and tap into something that you really thought that you would never do. Now it's time to do it because you need to turn on the camera and do something. You have to now. They said that millionaires were made during the Great Depression. Good because they saw a need and they ran after it. Okay, AI, whatever. Create it. There's so many things you could do with it. Some people don't trust it. I get it. But y'all see her in the beginning. I had to learn that skill and I'm still learning more. Learn a new skill. No, I haven't lost my job, thank goodness, but I'm learning skills just in fucking case you know so yeah, y'all, please, whatever you're going through, if you one of those ones that lost their employment, please know, as long as you are still alive, that means that your dream is still alive. And tap into it. Sit down one night, pull out Chat GPT, talk to it, tell it what you want, tell them what you thought about when you was a little girl. I found out, I'm gonna press play, y'all, but I found out that if you had a funky ass dream, like you dreamt about some elephants jumping over 10 fences, And then an eagle came by and picked up one of the elephants and, and flew away with it. And then you can hear that elephant screaming. I mean, if that's something you dreamed about, guess what? You can talk that shit into Chat GPT, and that thing will make a damn picture for you. Or you can put that shit in damn Hedra like I do mine, put a still shot, and that thing will bring that dream to life. You don't even have to keep your dreams in your head and your heart anymore. It can come out and be right there in front of you. Do that. Let your dreams come true. Okay? I had to drop that nugget, y'all. I had to. Cause this bitch was speaking a word. All right, push play. She's like, yeah, nigga, your girl here, me, Danny, likes a little bit of adventure, honey. And I have never felt this. Impulsive and fearless. I mean, not since I was Danny Dupree. I missed her. I liked her. He says, and I like her too. Danny was like, wait, nigga, you don't know this version. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, yeah, yeah. They don't. The man now knows you, but the man back then, no, they don't know this version. They can't even handle this version. She said, this version of me has claws because of your ass, and Andre doesn't mind. We work around them. He don't. He feels so uncomfortable. Well, he might know you now. He says, but I loved you then. And I understand you still. Then why are you so threatened? I'm not. Because nothing will ever replace us, Danny, he says. I hope that James comes back because he's been looking for this damn moment. James, James, you better bring your ass back. Because you've been Team Bill and Danny for the longest time, James. You better bring your ass back. James, Lord, Bill continues. I mean, you've been with somebody who knows you, who helped you build your walls and remember all those untapped universes deep inside you, all those dreams just waiting to come true. Do not, Danny says, do not do this. I became invisible to you years ago. Why the fuck would I not want what Andre is offering me? Freedom to be myself, to be fully seen, to be loved? Why wouldn't I want a lifetime of that? Boom, the music. So we're back at the hospital and we see Ted and Jacob meet with, see Vanessa standing in the lobby while she was still, having a little chit chat with Shanice. So Ted walks up to Vanessa and Jacob asks her, how are you? Jacob always asks the most crazy questions, I swear. Hanging in, she says. Donnell came home sooner than I expected. So, I mean, yeah. So Shanice was like, yeah, Dr. McBride would love if, for all of us to hang on and lean on each other. Jacob was like, yeah, I haven't seen Donnell in a long damn time. You'll have a chance to catch up with him after the memorial. He's taking some time off school. May I take you to my office? Ted says. That's what's going to happen. Donnell and Jacob might work together on this case. That's what's going to fucking happen. Donnell and Jacob. Yep. So she leaves with Ted, and so Jacob asks Shanice, "Well, I got you, Shanice. Did Dr. McBride ever talk to you about his personal life much? He talked about the twins a little, tennis at the club, vacations, but not much else. And I also wanted to check in about Derek." Shanice was like, my patient? Now, I can't discuss his care. He says, probably why he felt safe letting you know. Uh-oh, he's getting feeling back in his legs. He tried to act like he just nonchalant mentioned it. What should these go do? She just looked, opened her mouth, and blinked her eyes. He was like, aha. And you didn't even have to say a motherfucking word. I got you. 2 weeks from now, no, 2 years, Ashley becomes available. We are back, baby, at Danny's house with Naomi talking to Andre about Ashley. He says, why? She says, hypothetical. He says, what's the reason that Derek would hypothetically disappear? I mean, because here's the damn thing. Look, it'll take an act from God for her to leave that dude, and it will. It's coming. So Naomi was like, you asked? He said, a guy knows. But what if she says, he says, look, I am not going to break Danny's heart, okay? It's never happening, he says. She says, okay, I mean, despite your international man of mystery reputation, how does everybody know about Andre fucking around like damn, they know about damn what's her name? Vanessa around there fucking around on Doug. Now, y'all know about his okay, I mean, okay. He says, because Danny's never let me get in that far to begin with. And that doesn't mean that we don't understand each other. But here's the thing that sets Danny apart. She's good with or without a man. Okay, well, why would she elope? Like I know, looking at it from the outside in, I know it might seem reckless, but trust me. Emotionally, Danny is guarded as fuck. And she's careful. Look, she still is your mammy, Naomi, okay? You and Chelsea. You guys are still number one. Naomi was like, well, obviously, you rank high enough for my mom to be less than cautious with her feelings. I'm not the one that you should be worried about, Naomi. Your dad? He's the one that's waltzing in and out of her life, just like he still owns the fucking place. That's the nigga you need to be worried about. Look, I do not begrudge the happiness that you managed to find with your seat filler. We're back at Bill's office. He calls Andre a fucking seat filler. I swear. I tell you, Bill's feelings is hurt. He's hurt, y'all. I'm just understanding that his feelings is hurt. I mean, I said this in the beginning. I said once he sees Danny with somebody else who's younger and finer, he gonna be hurt, and his feelings is hurt. It really is. She's like, you did not, nigga. Come on, Danny. I got to protect the streak of a mile long. You used to love that about me. I had the same fucking streak, and I know how to use my word. You just can't hear the truth when it comes to wife number two. Your truth, he says. I heard that shit, and I'm ignoring that shit. You might want to rethink that, she says, because seriously, I was always open to adopting another child. Not another child. You didn't have to marry one. He says, jealousy, thy name is first wife. She's got nothing I need to envy, honey. Wore the ring, had the children, gave your ass the ride of your life. Before that bitch was in her training bra. Y'all said, I saw some of y'all other comments. Danny is reader number one, baby. Can't nobody read greater than Danny. There is absolutely nothing in the world that women can do that I haven't already done better. He says, damn. She's like, wait a minute, nigga, I ain't finished. I had your ass, I had your back after that fucking stroke, and nothing's changed. And I'm still speaking the fucking truth. That woman played us, Bill. You, me, and Naomi. You hear me? Now, you may have a blind spot for her ass, but that does not mean that I have to close my eyes. Okay. Somebody, y'all got to listen to my front porch. Somebody really gave a great concept about Randy and about Haley. Ooh, that thing was so good. He's like, hey, look, okay. Haley is young and might be a little insecure. A little? Child, please. Or is she pretending to be, Danny says, because she knows how protective you are, how far your ass will go to make her ass happy. Don't be fooled, Bill. She's weaponizing that damn sweetness. He says, you're reading her wrong. You've seen it, nigga. You clocked that shit. She has this fascinating way of being so junior and uncultured while being so fantastically busy. She's like this beautiful black swan just gliding on the surface, so serene and distracting. But what your ass don't see right under the surface are those little fucking flippers paddling so fast, working so hard, doing the most to make it seem like she's doing nothing at damn all. Wow. It's coming, y'all. Somebody said on my front porch that remember Randy was talking to Dougie at the table because they weren't too sure if Bill could be trusted. Randy told us and Dougie that he has a friend. He has a real good friend. All they got to do is go talk to that friend, and that friend will let him know if Bill could be trusted or not. We all thought it went over my head. I was like, that was, I thought it was a man. Cause I'm like, who is that? I mean, who is Randy finna talk to? Y'all, it might have been Haley. I can't remember who said it on my last video, but I called them out by their name. I can't remember if it was Crystal I can't remember who it was, but one of y'all out there said that the person or the friend that Randy was speaking of when Dougie needed to confirm if Bill was trustworthy might have been Haley. He just shakes his damn head. You really are threatened by her, aren't you? No, she got them witchy poo powers just like Cat do. I have a front row motherfucking seat and popcorn watching DC's own puppet master blinded by damn love. But all it does is break my heart. Girl, don't feel sorry for Bill. Bill claims that he's in love with her. No. Like she said, what is it? We don't even know. It's definitely not love. It ain't that at all. That man don't love that girl because if he did, he wouldn't have kissed Danny. He don't love her. He don't. So we're back at the hole in the wall, and Joey brings back the bartender who served Dougie. They come in there and meet with Donnell. You wanted to speak to the man who last served your father alcohol. That's what Joey said. There he is. So he makes the bartender sit down, and Donnell goes to him and says, "Are you the bartender?" The guy says, "I'm a dealer." Joey says, "Say that shit again so we know that we heard you right." "You overserved my father when you should have turned him away. What the fuck were you thinking?" Donnell said. "I didn't think that he was that drunk," the dealer said. So the guy, when he put his arm out, he says, "I didn't think he was that drunk." And so Donnell was like, "What the fuck?" So Joey was like, What's wrong? What's the matter?" He noticed that that was Doug's watch that nigga was wearing. Because remember, Doug had turned that watch over so that he could gamble with that. So Joey grabbed the guy's wrist and, yeah, "Take that fucking watch off, you cold ass." Joey said, "You sure about that?" Donnell was like, "I know that shit anywhere. He never took it off." Joey asked the dealer, "You got something to say about the watch?" And so the dealer was like, "What about it?" The dealer said it was his. So Joey says, "Well, I'm sure you wouldn't mind taking that shit off so we can be sure." So I see what Joey is doing. He's trying to look like the hero, like he really does care, so that Donnell can put his trust in him. I see what you're doing, Joey. So he takes off the watch, and he said the inscription, like what Doug said, it says "Love V" on the back. And he said, "My mother gave my father this watch." Joey says, "Well, I'm sure there's a logical explanation." "No, it ain't." "What, you got answers?" Donnell says. Joey looks at the dealer. "How the fuck you get this watch?" The dealer says, "I didn't steal it. I mean, shit, the guy lost it in a poker game, okay? What was I supposed to do?" he says. Joey says, "Have some compassion for starters." "Really, Joey? This is a casino, not a slaughterhouse. The man is our guest. He was our guest." "It was a tragedy." The guy was like, "Look, I'm sorry it happened, all right? But fair is fair." Damn. He fired the guy, kicked him out. That boy been up there for the longest time since the beginning. Fired the man. So the guy left, and so Joey tells Donnell he had no idea the watch. Like he look, the guy left. That was one of my employees was enabling. So I'm sorry. "You have every right to be angry," Joey says. Donnell says, "I'm okay." Him and his mother doing a lot of sniffing in this episode. So Joey goes on, talks about losing a father at any age is devastating. So Donnell looks very much at peace. He was like, "Thank you," told him to Joey, for bringing that guy in. Donnell says, "I thought I was going to tear him apart to take from him what he took from me. But you didn't," Joey says. "Most sons in your situation." Donnell says, "Look, going off on him would have disappointed my dad, so yeah." Doug says, "Anyone can lose their temper, but real strength is when you know when to use, when not to." Okay, Doug, you better be wise." "Sounds like a good man," Joey says. "Damn few of them left." Your father was a famous cardiac surgeon, right?" Donnell says, "He was everything to me." Joey says, "I would love to hear more about him." Mm. And so Donnell was like, "I guess I have a minute." So he gonna try to squeeze in there, and Vanessa gonna wind up being with Joey. I'm sure they gonna have it's gonna be a big happy family until Deanna comes and be like, "Who the fuck is this?" Anyway, we're with Tad and Vanessa. I'm not gonna go through much with them. It looks like there was a box that was still left from Doug's office when he quit. So Ted tells Vanessa, "I've been meaning to drop this box off at your place." So she says, "Thank you for holding on to him." He was like, "Look, we were friends for a real long time, but lately I just wish that I had paid more closer attention to his ass." So she says she keeps replaying all of the conversations that they had together. He was like, "Look, don't do that to yourself. Please don't. Guilt is a horrible place to live." You better say that, Ted. Sometimes Ted does make sense when he's sober. You know, the rent is too high and the neighbors are awful. He was like, don't go hard on yourself. Go easy, all right? So she's, trying to suck it up. So we back in the lobby. Jacob is still around there waiting. So Shanice was like, wait a fucking minute, you still here? I have one more question. Jacob, I cannot discuss medical specifics about Derek's condition, okay? But I never told a patient to lie about their progress they're making or not. Jacob says, yeah, because you don't strike me as the type. Hmm. Never seen them talk before. Ew. But you do seem to know about everything that's going on here at Garland, am I right? He said. She was, I tell you, that's another tattletale. Derek found out today about Andre eloping with your mother-in-law. She said that without skipping a beat. Derek found out today about Andre eloping with your mother-in-law. She was, Shanice. Interesting, he says. Well, do you think that learning about something like that might change his perspective on telling Ashley the truth? Anything's possible, she said, and she skedaddles. We're back at the small palace about this annoying Naomi telling Andre, I know better than you do the mind games that my dad plays with my mom, okay? And if I knew that she was genuinely trying to move past that shit and trying to have something healthy with you, that'd be one thing. But to me, it sounds like she's rebounding just as hard as you is. Well, you might not know this, but the night that you and my mom went to Vegas, Andre was like, I know. Danny told me everything that Bill said, including her reaction. Nah. Oh, so did that feel like an opportunity for you? She says. He was like, look, Naomi, he says, it's not like that, girl. Me and your mammy, we real with each other, honey. We don't pretend that what we have is more than what it is. And that's what make this shit so great. It is a mature damn relationship. Well, in that case, if this is a mature uh, relationship, well, the mature thing to do would be to sign a post-nup. Andre said, that's fucking fine. Draw that shit up. I'll sign it. Hopefully that will convince you that I'm really looking out for her best interests. Then she comes back. She said, well, another thing. He was like, no, bitch, that's enough. I am through defending my marriage. So if you Duprees want to gather together, sit at the damn country club and sit in judgment and stare down on people, ooh, that's fine. Do that shit. I married a woman who makes life feel like the good part of the movie. You better say that, Andre. Can a brother be happy for a minute? I mean, say something good about the occasion. Damn. See, I think they be watching me. He be watching me. Although this was probably recorded way before. But he be watching me though. She's like, okay, damn, forgive me for caring about my mammy. He was like, look, it ain't no shock that a lawyer wants to cross examine everything here. It ain't no shock at all. Look, I care about Danny too. And just because we didn't do it the way you would want us to do it, it don't mean that the shit ain't real. He said, look, Danny makes me laugh. She was like, well, honey, by all means, please do not sit behind her at a special occasion, honey, please. Wedding, funeral, graduation, fashion show, blah. He was like, "Why? What did she do?" So she told him about this time where both of the grandparents was sitting on either side of her, nudging her to shut the fuck up because they couldn't stop laughing. Because Danny is funny. Some lady walked in and her wig was tilted, and Danny probably dragged the fuck out of that lady. So she was like, "No, it wasn't funny." But my mom did go up to the lady, helped her straighten out her wig, and she said, "But no laughing." But we're he said, "See, that's what I'm talking about. That was a long time ago, girl. And see, you're still laughing about this shit. Look, that's what Danny gives me every day." He says, and I hope I give it right back. But one thing I know for sure that life is gonna fucking life. And you better celebrate the fucking good parts. There's no telling when they're gonna come back again. And he ain't lying. Lord knows that man ain't lying, especially now. So she said, when I mentioned about the post nup, I wasn't thinking about I'm sorry, Andre. He was like, no. He said, no, 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 don't worry about that. I made my money the old fashioned way. I inherited my fortune, unfortunately. Yeah, right, because his parents died. So he learned how to live life with fun, and whether he fucked around on every continent, that's his life. That's what he chose to do. Shit. So he said that he worked for a few years, made money on his damn own. So he's self-sufficient. Already made a name for himself. That nigga is famous overseas. But this is just so wrong, she says. He said, because you're hung up on what this is supposed to look like, girl. He said, sometimes you just gotta let that shit be. Do you know what it's like when you put two creative minds together? People who are creative and they are alike and connected and unafraid? Baby, I know, baby. She said no. He says, neither do I. He said, but me and Danny are going to have fun finding out. I'm a super skeptic, she says. You either do right by my mammy or you won't. And in that case, you have to deal with me. And I just let you know, Nick, I inherited my parents' worst qualities. Go ahead somewhere, Naomi. Girl, you ain't. Look at that angel face, girl. You ain't fucking with nobody. Girl, go ahead, Naomi. You just a little stubborn, but that's about it, girl. You ain't harming nobody, girl. Talking about she vindictive. What is that? Ruthless and ferocious, girl. Understood? She says. He says, yeah. He says, welcome to the family, nigga. He says, thanks. Danny tells Bill, let's call a truce. We are back at his office. He says, you wouldn't even know how. She's standing there folding up her marriage certificate. She said, nigga, you just might be right. Why call a truce when there are so many wonderful places to bury that damn hatchet? Let's do this. I will zip my lip about your marriage, and you can do the same for me. Bill was like, you really intend to stay married to him, huh? She says, I do. He says it's a mistake. She said, lots of foul ups going around these days. Who knows, honey? Maybe Andre and I have beat the odds. Oh, well, good luck. I don't need it, honey. I've got a good man. That remains to be seen as she tries to leave. He says, oh, and we'll pretend that kiss never happened. She said, you couldn't if you nigga tried. We're back at Ted's office with Vanessa. So they over there sitting on his couch, right? And they got 2 cups of coffee. Y'all, when they set them cups on the table, they sounded empty. Where was the stage hands, honey? Where was the production? Is that what they call production assistants? Why y'all didn't put nothing in them cups? Why y'all didn't put like no water or nothing like that so they wouldn't sound so hollow when they hit the fucking table? Anyway, she says those questions that Jacob was asking you, what's going on? So he was like, he just wanted to make sure that nothing he was missing. We're not gonna listen to this, because Ted ain't gonna save us so much because he ain't know shit. Vanessa definitely ain't gonna confess to shit either. She does mention that to Ted that did he know that Doug went to Nicole to get some help with his gambling, and so of course said no, he didn't know. She said she didn't know either. Wow. I'm so sick of her talking about how much she wasn't paying attention. Yes, she was. She paid very close attention to what the fuck Doug was going through with his gambling and his drinking. You saw him, and he begged you to go out of town. When I tell you this guilt trip that she's playing, I just don't like it. It's guilty because her attention was elsewhere. That's what her guilt is. It wasn't that she wasn't paying attention to Doug. She just chose to put all of her energy and attention on this other man. That's what that was about. Ted says, I know what it feels like for the guilt that you hide for years. It shames you, and you even hide it from the woman that you lay next to every night. All right, Ted, whatever. He always know how to turn that shit to himself, don't he? So he said it was hard to have an addiction for something that's so self-destructive, but yet at the same time so irresistible. That was a double entendre because when you have an addiction, whether it's gambling or alcohol, sex, he had those vices, but little does Ted know he was speaking a word to her. And then her phone chirps. So she gets a text from Joey, and the text says, Vanessa, come get your son. So she get ready to leave, go get baby boy. So we see Naomi at home, her husband calling her. She's like, hey, baby, let me take you to dinner. Your choice, he says. She's like, well, I would love that, baby, but I'm actually feeling a little run down right now. Uh-oh. It must have been something I ate for lunch, she says. Well, if you ask me, he said, it's because you found out online that your new stepfather is your aunt's nephew. News like that would turn anybody inside out, baby. She was like, honey, wait until you hear about the conversation we had, boo. That's what did that shit. He was like, wait a minute, you actually? She said, yeah. Somebody had to talk some sense into them. Look, just find something to soothe that stomach, crawl into bed, and I'll see you soon. Love you. And so we see a bag sitting in front of her at the on the dresser. White bag, baby. We all seen that white bag from the pharmacy. So we see Danny and her hubby kissing in the morning. Just kissing. She was like, well, I missed you too, but that kiss had extra exuberance. Share with the class? Oh, he says, I feel some relief that you weren't another new in-law coming to interrogate my ass. She's like, oh my God, who did I miss? Naomi. He says her outrage was downright biblical. Like, yeah, he said, yeah, that law degree made her lethal. She's like, yeah, there's a simple explanation for that. This marriage has drummed everything into their beautiful, dutiful skulls. If the situation was reversed and they ran off to God knows where to gallivant with the most wonderful man on God's green earth, I will be serving them both doses of holy hell for the rest of their natural lives and twice on damn Sundays. He's like, okay, the passion. She says to pre-curse. When we love hard and forever. And don't cross us, Nick, because a grudge like that, it's eternal. When I tell you they brought Haley at the last 5 minutes of the show, so Bill comes home. Hey, honey, he says, sorry I'm late. So she comes in with her red pantsuit on. He's like, hey. So she's walking, sitting down on their ugly ass couch, holding, messing with her wedding ring. He was like, look, why don't I take you out to dinner, okay, baby? Your choice. Seafood place in Silver Spring. I mean, yes, I'll go with you, Bill. Anything you want, he says. Well, unless you know a magic wand to make the day change course. He sits down and says he's sorry that they argue all the time. He really wants to make it up to her. There she goes. Well, it's not that's not entirely it. I have bad news, and I know it's gonna break your heart. And that's what Daddy says on the top of the damn water, the beautiful swan. But on the bottom, she be paddling, 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 paddling. Oh my God. When I tell you Danny knows that bitch knows Haley like the back of her hand. So we're back at the hole in the wall. So Donnell is still talking about his dad. And you can tell that Joey was like, nigga, I'm just zoned the fuck out. When is this bitch coming to get her boy? And he talk about, and you better make every second of your heart beat with purpose, honey, because you ain't gonna get another chance. This is Donnell going on and on and on about his dad. And Joey was like, let me go hang myself. He said, well, I can understand. He was definitely a giant among men. His loss is tremendous. Yeah, whatever. So Vanessa shows up and she hugs her son. Yeah. How did you know I was here, Mom? Oh, Joey texted me. So Donnell was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Y'all know each other? So back at Danny's, Danny tells Andre, my children will be the death of me, honey, but they also give me life. That's how my babies are, my boy and girl. What did Naomi say? He says, look, the way she tells it, baby, I'm the big bad wolf who's out to grab everything I can get, baby. And she said, it felt like that this morning. He said, fuck, you wasn't complaining. She says, I was not. He was like, yeah, had them believing in all kinds of fairy tales. As if all that a man wants from her is their money. I don't want her money, honey. I want her honey. She's like, if you tell them what you really want from me, Andre, I swear. He was like, wait a minute. What? You going to deny me all of this? All of that? So he rubs her neck and shoulders. So she turns her back and she's like, my mother told me that I do need to burn some bridges while she's sipping on her glass of water. So I told Bill that I never met a man like you, that you brought me back to life. Back to life. Hey, back to reality. Back to the day. Y'all know I had to sing. And that being with you was a revelation, and that you have helped me realize that I have needs that haven't been met in years. He said, you did not. She says, it kind of slipped out. He was like, I bet you Bill loved that shit. How did the rest of this conversation go? Danny, are you going to tell him that you kissed him, Danny? She thought about it. She looking at us in the camera like she always does. And I will use that as my thumbnail. So she took another pregnancy test, and well, we're at Bills and Haley. What got you so upset? Well, I took a pregnancy test, and I guess I'm just rushing things. He was like, "Look, baby, things like this just takes time. I mean, I'm not rushing, honey, but I'm just ready to start a family, and I thought you were too." He says, "Look, hey, show me a man around here who wants a baby just as much as I do." And he breaks down, talking about, once your body heals, it'll happen. She keeps telling him that she's going to make him a father again very, very soon. Lord, if Bill finds out that he's impotent and this bitch get pregnant by Randy, I want to believe that Randy is her lover, not her cousin or something like that. But I feel like that's her homie. Yeah. Jacob comes home. Hey, babe, you look cozy, because she's all wrapped up on the little chase chair and the blanket. She don't look happy at all. She says she feels miserable. Well, I got you the best thing, he says. Chicken soup from Orphy Jean. She says, it won't help, nigga. I ain't sick. I'm pregnant. And that is the end of episode 142 of Beyond the Gates. I had a good time. This was a decent episode. I would give it a 3.5. It was pretty good. Better than yesterday. It was really good. It was a really, really good. This has been a long day. So let me go ahead and get this uploaded and finish working on my front porch. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'm going to respond. That's a guarantee. All right. All right. See y'all in the next video. Love you. Bye.